go out dining to a restaurant every evening. We didn't have a club. We didn't even have a movie theater where I was. I wasn't this rich person until 4 years ago, and there is a whole story, 31 years of story. And that's when my connection with the United States began. Parking, you all! It's the day of travel. My house is a mess. It's 23rd of January. What time is it right now? It is 8:06 a.m. by my laptop, and my flight is at 7:30 in the evening from here to Delhi first, and then from Delhi straight to New York. It's gonna be quite a travel, but you know what? The fact that I'm going there is something that I'm so thankful for. I mean, I always wished and wanted to go there, but you know the situations I've been through in life. But I'm grateful for that. The fact that I'm able to go there. So wait, I'll show you guys everything that I'm packing so far. It's a mess, but hang on. This is the hardest part, but leaving him behind and going. He knows I'm leaving. That's why he said I'll go and come back fast, okay? I'll come back fast. This is my airport OTD, you guys. I'm just wearing a track pant from Calvin Klein. I am wearing my Balenciaga Phantom. I love these sneakers. And regular top from Zara. And my beautiful multi-purpose LV. And yeah, I mean, before I of course took more clothes because New York is like 3 degrees. When we land there morning 7 a.m., it's gonna be so cool. I need to have 4 to 5 layers because I'm not used to that kind of cold, honestly. I'm raised in Bangalore and we have the best weather in Bangalore. So I've taken like a bunch of clothes in my cabin suitcase and we'll gear up there. But let's go to the airport, and then we first go from Bangalore to Delhi, and then from Delhi we go to New York. Let's go. I'll show you how sad Dope is. Bye Meena. Bye Christina. Afan is here. Hamad is here. Bye guys. See you. Dope ka please ख्याल रखिएगा. Bye. Thank you beta. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Dope. Bye. I love you. I'm crying. I love you. I'm gonna miss you. We reached the airport and I'll show you the luggage situation. I did very well this time. This is the new airport, by the way, in Bangalore, Terminal 2. It's a very pretty airport. So we're flying out of T2 Bangalore, and then we have 2 big suitcases. 1, 2, 2 small, these 2, and then we have 1 more that's coming out. Sayed came to drop us. We're getting this last one out. Okay, that's the last one. Bye Sayed. Thank you very much for dropping. Bye. Our flight from here is 7:30. Situation with international flights, especially the one that you go to US, is they won't allow any big bag. So you are allowed 2 big bags per person. This can go in for check-in, and then you're allowed 1 small each for your cabin. So we came that way. But every bag should be within how many kilos? Big bag, 32 kilos. And our porter guys are saying that this one right here is easily 40 kilo and above, and I don't want that because if I have to unpack this, open this and remove things, dude, that's gonna take forever. So please just pray that this lady over here is nice to us. Okay, Gautam is going, good luck. Dude, we're already starting off with a point where I have to fucking remove this suitcase because if you see, this one is 38.7. And I think the allowed limit is only 32. But if I have to remove this is going to be such a big trouble. I have to remove 6 kilos from there. This one has some room in there, so I'm going to transfer 2 kilos here. And then the red one now. Okay, this one is also 28, so I can move 3 kilos here, 3 kilos there. So this is now 32 kilos. Perfect freaking hell. Never ending story. Oh my god, my makeup and jewelry is dying inside. Hey, what's your name? Ramya. Okay, Ramya, say hi to my vlog. Thank you very much, Ramya. She's very kind. From Air India, Bangalore Terminal 2 Airport. I was just telling her how most times when I come to check-in, like I'm always faced with rudeness because you're always overweight and stuff like that. Bye, Ramya. Oh, boarding pass. Damn, okay, cool. Boarding pass. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Great. Thank you, Ramya. Got it. I'll see you. Have a great night. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Alright, we got our boarding passes. Let's go. I don't even know if you guys can hear me well because I'm so new to self-shooting. But while we sit here and I have time, I was thinking, why don't I tell you guys my story about how I got associated with the United States and under what circumstances? And one of the reasons I'm doing that is because I'm very grateful to, first of all, thank you very much for the 1K subscribers on YouTube. It means the world to me because I do put in so much of effort, and it's honestly very passionate about sharing my life and sharing my journey with you all. Not because of the shosha, so don't get me wrong. The idea is not to tell you that, oh, I'm flying business class, oh, I'm going to USA, oh, I'm wearing this, I'm wearing that. As much as I get very passionate to share that aspect of my life as well, I think it's important to bring you guys more and more closer to what got me here, so that you guys can connect to how and why I'm sharing my life in the first place. Right? First story of how I got associated with the United States. So I came to Bangalore in the year 2004, right after my 10 for my senior high, and then I stayed back, of course, ever since then. I did my senior high, which is my PUC 11th and 12th, and then I did my degree, and then I did my master's here in Bangalore from an amazing college. I lived in Bangalore since 2004, but before that I had a life. I was born in 1987, 29th of August, in a small town called Jakhalabandha, which is in Assam, which is in the northeastern part of India. And I studied there till I was 15, till my 10th grade. Although I was born in a small town, I was definitely this girl with a lot of dreams. I'm sure you have met people like me before who despite of where they are born, they are very ambitious, they are very dream big. And that's mainly because my mom, my dad, my sister, all of us were highly ambitious people, especially my mom and dad. So they always would encourage us to get the best life that we both possibly could. And the way that was showed both to my sister and I was through education, right? I of course had distant cousins and family who lived in countries like England, cities like London. They were raised. So I did have exposure towards people who were living outside of the country because they would visit us every now and then. And that is when I started realizing that there is a better way of living, and there are places where you wear cool clothes, you speak cool English, and you just do fancy things. Because till then I didn't know fancy things. We didn't go out dining to a restaurant every evening. We didn't have a club. We didn't even have a movie theater where I was. So everything that we did was very simple at home. But then again, like I said, I dreamt big, right? So every time my uncle came over from London, once in 2 years or once in a year, just for 2 or 3 days, I will just observe him so closely. And this was my mom's cousin. He's not even my own uncle, so he didn't care much. I mean, why would he, right? We are not that close. But he was close to my mom. And they would come down to Assam just to kind of show his wife what countryside in India looks like, and all the culture and all the values and all of that. People who are born and raised outside, they feel very close to the culture because they get to see the culture only for a few days. I always found it funny. Anywho, so I knew that that's the life I wanted for myself. I knew that I wasn't somebody who was going to stay back in Jakhalabandha or who was going to see herself grow up there, because I knew that I wanted to wear like the best of clothes. I wanted to have like the best of lifestyle and all of it. And then I realized as a young girl that the only way to get closer to the dream was to maybe first move into a bigger city or a bigger town where I will have more exposure and where I will meet and learn from people. And that is when I started researching about where can I go out to get higher education, and Bangalore was the best city at the time, but I didn't have money, right? Second obstacle in life, my mom and dad, we were middle class. We couldn't think of lakhs together. Like 2 lakhs was a lot of money for us. And this is 2004. And I remember going up to my mom and dad and expressing that I wanted to go to Bangalore for my higher studies, and they were stunned. They were like, we don't have the money, how are you going to do it? And I was like, I'll figure out a way. And they were worried, they were sick worried, because I was just a 15-year-old girl. They didn't know what the hell I was thinking. They didn't even know if I was big enough to make this decision for my own, but I was. I started reaching out to school seniors. I went to Sacred Heart School, one of the nicest schools you can find in Assam. It's in a small town called Tejpur, so that's where I went. I'm very grateful I went to that school because there were a lot of ambitious kids around me. I had great company. I was surrounded with kids who were very, very ambitious, had their head on their shoulder, who knew what they were doing, and that's the kind of upbringing you want, right? People who wants to do something about their lives. So I ended up figuring out from one of my school seniors that his mom took an education loan for him, and that is how he is studying in Bangalore. And my mom was a government employee, and it was kind of convenient for me to go and get an education loan from State Bank of India. Mom and dad refused to kind of go and do all of these banking formalities because they were kind of discouraging me from leaving Bangalore. They were worried. I was a young girl, But I remember walking up to State Bank of India myself, talking to the manager, getting things done, getting documents, getting mom's sign, getting the loan approved, reaching out to the college, getting their letters, like everything by myself. But I did it. So the first obstacle was done. Money sorted. The bank was going to give me an education loan. I didn't have to pay the EMI immediately. I could finish my master's, and then once I finished, they gave me some breather, and then I could pay back. I didn't want mom to pay for my education loan. The EMI was at 4,500, and our salary was nothing more than 45,000 at the time, maybe lesser if not more. I still don't know how much my mom earned. We never asked her because she said it's not appropriate to ask somebody how much they earn, so we never did. But nevertheless, I knew it was a big commitment for her because she said that she will not be able to run the house if she had to pay 4,500 from her salary. So I needed plan B. How do I repay this loan? I started talking to school seniors, and then they said the call center culture was becoming increasingly popular in Bangalore city, and there are night shifts available, and I can earn up to 11 to 15,000 Indian rupee, and that was more than enough for me because I could pay my rent, I could eat food, I could go to college, travel, I could also pay my EMI for 4,500. I came down to Bangalore. The first 6 months, mom and dad supported me with whatever little money they could, and I asked them for the time to find a job, and I did find a job within 6 months. I went to a consultancy, and then first interview I got rejected. I tried to interview for this company called 24/7. They found my rate of speech so high, and my English was not even that good, you guys, because all this while I studied in Assam, and my mom and dad doesn't speak English. No one in my household, like, English is not our first language, right? And it's not even as common as it is in Bangalore. So I knew that I wasn't speaking right, and I could see people around me, they spoke so well in Bangalore, but that didn't kill my spirit. The one thing you cannot kill. So I got rejected in the first job. I didn't give up. I kept going back to the consultancy because they had a pool of companies that was interviewing people from their consultancy. And for the second one, so the best part about going through a consultancy back in the day was they will give you a little prep. They will tell you a little bit what they're going to ask, how you should be responding, what kind of questions might come to you, what you can say. So they give me the little prep, and the prep was enough. The little push, I made it. I got my first job offer at the age of 17 from this company called Converges, which was a non-captive organization. They were serving for Microsoft and Dell and all of those companies back in the day. And I got it. I still remember my joining date was 2nd of January 2006, just after I finished my 12th. I was in my first semester BBM, and my shift was 1:30 in the night till 10:30 in the morning. We used to call those graveyard shifts. I would work throughout the night, and I would go to college during the day because attendance was so important. Guess what? I passed every sem with distinction, and I remember like 1 or 2 months before like my exams, I would carry like those big books, and every time I got a gap from like taking calls in the call center, I would read, and all my colleagues would sit on my right and on my left. I still remember the name. One of their names was Balaji, and he would always ask me, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'd be like, "Dude, I'm studying for some exams." And he's like, "How young are you?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not even 18, you know." And that's when my connection with the United States began. I think I was the most energetic trainee in the entire batch because I was the youngest. I was younger than 18, maybe more months away from 18. I remember not being 18. I remember that distinctively. So I was like an enthu cutlet, just being studious and listening to everything the trainer was saying and all of that. But I think one of the best advantage I had starting that early on was how seriously I took the whole training. And you know, as a result, 3 months later, I was awarded the best trainee. So every batch they give like a best trainee award. So I was the best trainee. My boyfriend at the time used to have a laptop, and he was working in a call center. So he had like a spare laptop at home. I didn't even have a laptop. So I would just take magazines and start typing. Looking at whatever was written in the magazines, I'll just start typing it on a Word document. And I practiced that for good 25-30 days. And that is how I became one of the fastest fucking typers in the company. Then I used to come back home. I changed my entire lifestyle. You know, like I used to watch Hindi shows. I stopped that and completely switched to English songs only. Because all of these helps you unconsciously, right? It helps you listen to a specific accent so you understand them better, so you don't make them repeat, which is like a plus point for a job that you are in. So that is how the English started getting better and better and better. My first trip to Delhi was so different than this. Isn't it crazy? Today I flew business class with my husband, and I'm sitting in a business class lounge of Air India, and I know how it looks like, right? Most times when I was like posting stories on Instagram, and most of you don't relate, and I get it. I myself didn't relate to a lot of rich things that was happening around because I wasn't necessarily wealthy. This one other thing that I really like to do is also read. That's another thing that made me learn and speak English in a better way, if not perfect. Here, we are here. Okay, maybe you decide which one you want. Our Uber, loading stuff, and let's go! Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to seeing where we're staying. I haven't seen much. Gautam has booked the stay. Are we on the 7th floor right now?
That's correct.
Oh,
This
fantastic.
is the VIP floor.
Woohoo!
There's no other hotel but the Michelangelo that has spacious rooms just like this.
Yeah, I noticed.
That is true. We did a lot of research before coming here. Taking the living area, and then that's our primary. I'll show you. Oh, there's a closet. Best for my OTDs and OTNs. Yes. Here to show you my airport OTD to enter New York. So what we did is we changed in the plane. I'm not feeling the jet lag quite a bit right now, honestly. Even though I didn't sleep more in the plane, I slept for like 4 hours. I'm gonna just go freshen up because I don't think I can sleep now, even if I try. But okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye. And maybe the shopping or whatever, if this episode, because you know my episodes are around 7 to 8 minutes long. This whole getting out of home and getting to New York might be episode 1, and then maybe for the shopping, you'll have to stay tuned for episode 2 to see how I start my day in New York, my very first day for this US tour out of 40 days. Let's go day 1. Stay tuned and come back on the next episode to hear more stories about my personal life. And anyhow, I'll see you guys again. Don't forget to stay tuned. Please do subscribe, like, and tell me anything else that you want to see. I have to thank one of you who commented in one of my Goa vlogs. And you were like, dude, you seem very passionate about your job. I forgot your name, but you said you're so passionate about your job, but the reason you're not blowing up is because your accent, your lifestyle, and all of that is so rich, and most people in India don't relate to it. But that is what I want to tell you guys. I wasn't this rich person until 4 years ago, and there is a whole story, 31 years of story, of what I have to see in my life to get to this point. So don't be mean to me. The journey has not been easy, okay? And just by seeing a girl putting makeup and speaking well doesn't mean she comes with a shitload of attitude without caring or bothering for anyone else. I know what I've been through in my life, and I'm here to share. But be patient with me. I just started. It's not easy for all these things to be shared, but I'm trying. And yeah, I'll see you guys on episode 2 for US. Bye. I really love you guys. Stay good, stay kind. Please don't throw in hate. That's the last thing we want.